Both of these things are moving at the same speed. By that, I mean they're not moving at all. We are. Let me explain. This phenomenon is called the parallax effect. The first time I personally noticed this effect, I was driving in a car in the desert. The mountains far away shifted slowly from left to right while cactuses whipped by my car through the window. Now that's a real world example, but here we talk about virtual production. So how does this translate to the virtual world? See, parallax is about perspective.
Magical illusions with a movie or still camera.
Let's start at the VP glossary, the holy grail for all things virtual production. So what does it say about parallax? Parallax is a perceptual difference in an object's position when seen from different vantage points. Like this shot of Sean Connery playing James Bond in a car, we can tell right away that although there is movement in the background, it is not synchronized with the camera's movement. So sure, it's giving us the illusion of motion, but it's not a dynamic parallax. I think I got an example. So we've got this TV setup with an environment that's not tracked, so it's just a static image. As I bring up my camera to it and shoot, nothing changes in the background. That is where motion trackers come into play. Same scene, same environment, same camera. Only thing that's changed is it's now synced with the motion tracker, making our static image dynamic. This makes it so when I move, the perspective shifts, almost like I'm looking through a window. And this window, this moving thing, is called a frustum, and we'll get to that another time. But basically, it shows what the camera should be seeing. So how do we achieve this digitally and in real time together? With a couple things. For a start, motion trackers and a video game engine like Unreal. Our trackers and cameras calculate the exact relative position to where the camera is located in the real world, creating an accurate parallax. It's not my job to tell you which motion trackers are the best. You can fight about that in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. Now, all this being said, you can't just plug in tracking data into a computer and hope that everything's gonna work out well. This is mixed reality after all. We have to incorporate the real world. If you don't correctly place your set deck, props, people on stage, the perspective can get a little weird. Now this is where things get confusing with virtual and parallax, because you can change your frustum size and your focal length in engine. Now in real life, parallax works with the focal length of your eyes and the relative position of the focused object. See, our eyes only have its set focal length, but if you can change that in engine, then the background could be perceived as closer or further away depending on that relative focal length. In virtual production, line of sight can be forced or cheated to achieve a certain look. The point is, parallax in virtual production is complicated. It's just my job to introduce you to these topics, give you a run through so it'll help you the next time you find yourself on set. I'm Josh, you're watching CoPilot, and I'll see you in the next one.